I'd like to welcome WWE Women's Champ Tiffany Stratton to Sidewalks Entertainment. Hi, Tiffany. It's so great to have you on our show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, before being signed to WWE, you were a national gymnast. I want to hear all about your success story. Before becoming WWE's Women's Champ, how did you go from national gymnast to WWE SmackDown professional wrestler?
So, yes, I was a gymnast basically my entire life. I grew up doing gymnastics. I wanted to go to the Olympics. That was like my ultimate goal. However, injuries and stuff like that kind of had me fall short of that. So eventually I had to quit gymnastics. It was very sad. But then I took up CrossFit and then I did bodybuilding for a little bit and I kind of was, I wanted to do something a little bit more competitive. And I saw wrestling on Instagram. And my mom and I too were scrolling through the channels and SmackDown was on. And my mom had mentioned, like, that's totally something I can see you doing. And I was like, yeah, whatever, mom. It's fine. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. So I looked up my nearest pro wrestling school and it was Mr. Kennedy's, and I signed up for classes. And then my mom actually got in contact with Greg Gagne, who is an old wrestler for WWE, and he agreed to train me and help me get a tryout. And then I tried out, and they signed me a week later. And I went through the whole system. I was in NXT for a little bit. I was there for about 2 years, and then I got called up around the Royal Rumble 2 years ago. And then eventually I won Money in the Bank and I cashed in and I became the WWE Women's Champion. And here we are.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. I mean, you're just kind of like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And then here you are, the women's champ. That is so incredible.
Thank you. It sounds a lot easier than what it really is. Like, don't get me wrong, it was very tough. Training is
Yeah.
super hard. But yeah, that's basically like the short notes version of it.
Just absolutely incredible. So
Thank you.
amazing. So, looking back on when you first started out as a pro wrestler, what do you remember most about your first experience being in the ring on WWE?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think what like kind of added a lot of pressure was that it was live. It was live TV, and like I remember my first ever match. I was so nervous. I don't even think I had like a finisher. I think I just made up a finisher that day. So it being live really scared me. However, I feel like because of gymnastics, I work really well under pressure because in gymnastics you only have one chance to do your routine flawlessly. So that kind of carried over to wrestling, and with it being live and stuff like that, I've learned to roll with the punches and like accept the pressure and just be good under pressure. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're still learning as we go, and I'm having a great time while doing it.
So, WrestleMania, what are you looking forward to most in this next WrestleMania?
So last year was actually my first WrestleMania ever. I was super nervous. It was in Las Vegas, so I felt like it was the perfect state for my first ever WrestleMania. I feel like Las Vegas is iconic. It's the sports entertainment of the world. So it was the perfect place to host WrestleMania. WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl of wrestling of WWE. They have literally something for everybody in Las Vegas. And this year they're going to have Raw, they're going to have SmackDown, they're going to have NXT Stand and Deliver there. There's going to be after parties, there's going to be watch parties all along the strip. So I'm excited to go back. I'm going to, make my time there super fun and hopefully do a bunch of things along the strip. So yeah, I'm excited to go back. It's like kind of nostalgic for me. That's where I had my first ever WrestleMania. So yeah, I'm excited.
So, one last question before we run out of time. WrestleMania takes place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, as you mentioned. Where is one of your favorite places to eat at in Las Vegas?
That's a really good question. I know. Okay, so this might sound kind of weird, but there's like an adult Taco Bell where they have like these like slushy drinks that have alcohol in them, and it's like super fun, and it's like a party at night. So I think that like little Taco Bell sort of like adult Taco Bell gimmick that they have going on is probably one of my favorite spots.
Ah, tacos and booze. That
Yes.
sounds awesome.
Yes.
It sounds so amazing. Well, sadly, we are out of time, but Tiffany, it really was so lovely speaking with you today. Thank you so much for taking time to talk with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Everyone, that was WWE champ Tiffany Stratton. Be sure to catch her in the ring in WrestleMania. Tickets are available at www.ticketmaster.com. Tiffany, you take care.
Thank you, you too.